So I am starting off by going in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color light medium honey. That's a pretty good base for your foundation, and it's pretty good coverage too. So I just beat that in with my fingertips because it works better than a beauty blender to get that full coverage and whatever. So I'm using Tempera in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette to set my primer, eyeshadow, primer, concealer, whatever. And that works pretty well for the blendability factor. Now I'm using Golden Ochre and Raw Sienna in my creases to give it more of a transition shade and make it more blendable into my skin tone than the slightly lighter than my skin tone concealer. Now I'm using Buon Fresco, and that's just going to go on the outer and inner corners of your eyes, sort of blended into the crease. This is going to be the transition shade for the halo eye, I guess it is called. I just kind of add glitter and call it good, so just blend that shit right in, make it nice and smooth, and hopefully it won't be that bad like mine, but that's alright. Half of this video is literally just going to be me hitting my drool because, you know, the smoke gives the aesthetic and I like it, and that nicotine addiction's got to be fueled somehow, right? Oh god. Alright. Well, now I'm putting some red ochre, Venetian red, and love letter on the outer and inner corners of my eyes and blending that out with the tempera and raw sienna colors. I also added a little bit of the burnt orange to my creases just to give it a more of a peach look than the bright ass pink. Yeah, and this is me jamming out, being a dumbass, looking ugly as fuck, but we're getting there somehow, sooner or later. And I'm gonna curl the shit out of my eyelashes because they don't stay. And I do this before I add the glitter colors because it makes the glitter come off, or the sparkles, or the whatever. Honestly, it just takes your eyeshadow off a little bit if you use your eyelash curler before you add the color, so I like to do that before I make it super intense. And then I set that with a coat of mascara so that I can actually have curled eyelashes when I'm done putting the glitter on. And it's not really glitter, I'm just using Primavera from the Modern Renaissance palette, but it's glitter is gold and gold as fuck, and I love it, so yeah. And then I'm just going to take some of that Primavera color on a flat brush and put it in the center of my lids without any setting spray first, just to create a base. You're going to want to stick to like the center part of your eye so that it doesn't spread out too far into the outer corners and you get that definition from the darker color still. And then you spray it with some setting spray, whatever kind you like. I have the Mario Badescu lavender setting spray, facial spray, whatever you want to call it, that I use, and it smells so good and it calms me down a lot, so I really recommend using that. But if you're too broke like me to get something that's not for Christmas, then you might as well just go to a drugstore and get some Maybelline setting spray or something like that, because it's still effective, it's just cheaper. And I'm gonna take that color, the Primavera color, and put it under my eyebrows on my brow bone and in the corner of my eyes to give it that extra pop. I'm just gonna add a shit ton more mascara. I am too broke for music at the moment, and I download it, but the site that I used to use for that is no longer in service, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna be playing music in the background, and you're just gonna have to go with it and go with the fade out of the blending of different songs. So I'm like my own little DJ. Now I'm just taking the Maybelline color corrector in yellow under my eyes because I have some hella dark circles. I don't sleep for shit. So just coat that shit right on there. Hide all your sadness and your tiredness and lack of energy. Put that on all your high points on your face. Like I put that on my nose. Usually I put it on my forehead, but I didn't want to fuck up my eyebrows. And I put it under my eyes and put some concealer on top of it. I also use the green for redness correction, and I don't know if I already put that on the side of my face or not, but it looks like I already did, so I'm just gonna go with it. And then you just beat that shit into your face and give yourself more future potential acne. But, you know, it's worth it at the moment because you look bomb as fuck. And, yeah, just kind of blend it all out over your face, and if it's not blending in the same spot, try moving it to another spot to blend it out in that other area so that it's not just super patchy in one spot. I also do recommend using a lot of setting spray for blending out your foundation and stuff. This is a new L'Oreal foundation that I got. I'm not really sure what it's called at the moment, but it's a matte pro finish something. I'll put that down below. And you pretty much just put that like all over your face. It's got like its own beauty blender built into it, and I fucking love it because I hate having to switch out my beauty blenders for different products. So if it comes with its own, that's pretty lit. And I just kind of put that down on my neck too.
Let me tell you how I come through with the 1-2, kicking shit like kung fu. Get that little nigga by any means. I'ma complain about my ball mate, but it's all same. Couple wax in my skin, DJs. Hit it up one time. Niggas gonna get it to the sunrise. School of hard knocks, I'm alumni. Bitches on my dick like fungi. Won't stop. What's that? Keep it on me, you need like a rug rat. Niggas trap with bus at. Tell my mama quit, but I love you. I'm about cash with the ride fast. I'ma get that little nigga by any means. I'ma complain about my ball mate, but it's all same. Couple wax, I'm alumni. Bitches on my dick like fungi.
You might want to get both eyes too. That usually helps. I usually make a line on the lower part of my eyelid by the lash line and just kind of drag it up along the edge of my eyeshadow to my eyebrow tail, I guess. And just kind of look at it, make sure it looks good, make sure there's no patches in it that you need to refill, because sometimes I do go back over my eyeliner just to give it that darkness that I'm looking for, because sometimes it really doesn't do that in the first try. This is the Physicians Formula eyeliner in jet black. I'm not really sure if it's got a specific name, but for some reason the black color is like $5 more than the brown, but that's alright. I'm just gonna do what I have to make these fucking videos because I was out of eyeliner before I started this, and that's probably part of why it took so long, because I didn't have any fucking eyeliner. Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of fix up my eyeliner because I probably got some on my eyelid. And I'm going back over it with the gold just to hide that black dot that got on my eye. And I had to sharpen my Soap and Glory pencil, but I'm using that under my eye on the waterline and my tight line. I'm going in with the Balm It's supposed to be a foundation, but I got like the absolute wrong shade for States a couple of years ago for Bosie's. So I use it as my contour. And I just put that on a little angled wedge sponge thing and go in the corners of my contour, in my cheekbones, on my forehead, on my nose, under my bottom lip, just for some more definition to make it look a little more pouty. Although my lips are big enough as it is, I think, but oh well. And then I put that shit under my neck too, under my jawline to give it some more definition. And blend the fuck out of it. This is gonna look awkward as hell while you're doing it, but it's so worth it. Now I'm just going back over all the foundation and my concealer and my contour by just kind of patting on some foundation powder. Fuck it. And my brows weren't decent enough for my liking, I guess, so I'm just gonna fix that real quick. You know, semi-decent. Alright, whatever. And blending out more of the concealer and the contour. And now I'm using my Benefit Hoola bronzer, which is also broken to fucking pieces, and I'm really depressed about that, but I've had it for like 3 years, so that shit lasts you a while. It's definitely worth it. And just blend that in over where you put the contour and give it some more definition and warmth to your face. Now it's fucking highlight time. This is my favorite part of doing my makeup of like all time.
She so gassed up, she give top with mask off. From home I did my best, so she had my show that's your fault. 6 shows in the back of the tour bus. We at the top of the food chain. Shit, you got me
Make that shit glow like fucking crazy. I add some more into the corners of my eyes and sometimes on my brow bone for more glitter and gold and sparkle shit, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. If you feel like it's too much, then don't bother. So this color is kind of a pain in the ass if you want a long-lasting color. It's one of the L'Oreal 24-hour matte lipsticks, but it doesn't really like stay on the inside of your mouth, and it likes to run away on the rest of it, on the outer edges. So I had a fun time with that, which is why later on I'll be correcting the edges of it with some concealer, but that definitely does help if you do that. Another tip to keep your lipstick on, by the way, if you don't know, is to put a tissue over your lips and then use some foundation powder, some baking powder, whatever you want to use, whatever's gonna stick the best for you to mattify out the color a little bit more. And just take a fat, fluffy brush, and like the one that you use for the bronzer, the foundation powder in general, and then just kind of beat that shit all over your mouth. It sounds weird, but it's very effective most of the time. It's just this one color is pretty sticky. So you're just gonna want to fix that up a little bit if you need to. Usually I need to. I love this color though. That's the main reason why I wear it. It's just a fucking bomb ass color. And just kind of look like a goddess. Have a great day.
Give you my heart.